Puts us just above the 2 standard deviation VWAP here on SPX, with that acting as support going into PPI data tomorrow. Let's see what distribution looks like here. So slight upside bias up to 61.23. I mean, with the lower close, I don't know if we're close enough to 6,100 to gap over it overnight. And if the bulls fail to gap it overnight, even on bullish data, we can end up chopping below it again. Squeezing those short calls that are to the upside out of the money is of paramount importance for getting over the 6,100 level, which they have failed to do yet again. Yes, actually a slightly lower high on the reversal point, which probably would have been at like 6105, but the prior high 6111, and we topped out at around 610250. Failure of the 6089 support, which we'll see how supportive it is, but failure of this in the overnight could lead to a pull down, maybe even back to like 60.75, with the 0 DTE short puts coming off the chain in the money into tomorrow. It's possible that we continue down overnight. Looks like Dixie up most of the day. Yields at the top end of the curve rising. Commodities moved up. Actually a breakout above the 99.56 resistance. Gold moved very hard today. So did oil to the upside, now closing above 70. Silver, not so much. Copper, no. Industrial metals, meh. Agricultural, nothing to note really. Correlation pushed down pretty hard today on the 1 month. We do not see that same volatility shorting out on the 3 month, which stayed relatively flat. VIX 3M around 0.65% down, whereas 30-day VIX down 4% today. So yeah, we're seeing a lot of short-term dispersion into PPI, but not a lot of confidence in that positioning. Leverage on the carry moved up back above 8 to 8.14. This is largely with the yen losing that 150 level and falling further against the dollar. Leverage on the shorter end of the carry, not really moving too much, but we do have a big move down in the forward yield of volatility, closing the day at negative 15.8%, down from yesterday's negative 2.54%. So very, very big move there in volatility expectations. Bond vol back above 90, still under 100 though, and anti-correlated with core 3 month. Skew pretty flat day over day. Again, only 34% of the S&P 500 is currently above its 20-day moving average, and the majority of this push to the upside was in tech, with NQ rising 168 points on the day, but ES less than half of that at just 69 points. Correlation between cash VIX and VIX futures moved up another 2% today, and we are starting to see a little bit of a breakout in volatility there. Generally, this happens as you go into the roll, so I might need to back adjust a little bit. Yeah, but still rising day over day, even if I do that. About 2%. So, lastly, Fed Fund futures discounting 0.31% or 30 points of cuts by June of 2025. So it looks like rate cut expectations fall a little bit with the 10-year auction and also with the CPI report today. Although I think expectations for a cut in December are still rising. And lastly, the 210 spread up a little bit on the day, a positive 11.8%, up from 8.1. So we're still seeing a lot of that bear steepener in effect, and it's really obvious if you just go look, like 3 and 6 month down, 0.77, 0.85 respectively, and then the top end of the curve all up over 1%. So still getting some bear steepener there. That's gonna at least tighten financial conditions and make risk assets a little less attractive On the technical side, we have a lower high on the daily, despite the reversal and the breakout above. Well, I guess we can set a new low here at 61.30. If this should fail, that would imply a continuation, but we would need to see the underside of 60.31 there to confirm that. But yeah, today may have just been a little bit of a bear rally, and we are positioned still to go back down again. If it were for tomorrow's data, I would say that today trading inside the drop is pretty bearish, but the data tomorrow can kind of mess with that. So it's still dropping, but yes, yeah, that's what I said. Was it 85p 20c underpriced there for a second? The 85p was underpriced there for a minute, yeah. NQ just ripped today though. It did. 80BE getting slaughtered. Ooh, nice. Eventually, we're gonna find out that nobody makes money anymore. Today, mostly led by tech services. Nvidia had a nice bounce back after its losses in the earlier part of the week. But mostly everything in the Mag 7 or like Mag 7 adjacent, like AVGO, QCOM, AMD. So semis having a pretty good day. Salesforce, Intuit, Netflix. These are all decent gainers in the tech services. And then everything else red, right? Like UNH down 5% today. Holy shit. Energy down, producer manufacturing kind of flat. Health technology diving, non-durables diving. Transportation's just been getting wrecked lately. Finance kind of mixed. Anyway, PAC's doing good to 13. Gotta get that bag first. They're supposed to, Brazil's expected to hike rates this week, which should be pretty good for PACs. Push the real up. If the president sucks so much, it would have already recovered, but ADB, we can take a look at it. Oof, down 5%. I'm guessing that they probably missed on revenues. Someone just sold 102,950 shares of QQQ for 520. Okay, that could just be the closing auction doing weird shit. Nice. They gave cautious guidance. Ooh. Nice, Ruth. Well done. What's some of the cost sell off today? Just profit taking over 1K? Sorry, not sell off. It's still up. Yeah, it's still pushing up against 1,000. But there's a lot of call selling at 1,000 right now. So as that sold call wall builds up, I might start to see a little bit more resistance. Anyway, yeah, looks like Adobe's going to be down a little bit. You got it on that wick. Awesome. Yeah. I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow. I'm going to go head off to the dentist again. We'll see if I can get this shit fixed. Have a good night, everybody. Later.